Cool. So welcome everyone to Fall GM. Welcome to ICPC. We're super excited to have you. 100 plus of you. Pretty exciting. I'm Nikhil. I'm a third year CS and math major, and I'm currently the president of ICPC. Super excited to see you all at our events this quarter. So let's get started. So ICPC's mission is to promote algorithmic thinking and help build proficient problem solvers. And this really isn't merely a statement, like it truly signifies what we do as a committee. At the end of the day, we're all really problem solvers at heart. As officers, if you had to ask me what's the one thing that we all had in common, it's probably the passion for problem solving. We are just excited by hard problems, and our shared goal as officers is to help spread that love for creative thinking and problem solving to the rest of the UCLA community. And pretty much all our events, maybe workshops, competitions, puzzle hunts, are all geared towards that one common goal. So who is ICPC? These next couple slides, these are all the beautiful faces that do all the amazing work that goes on behind the scenes to put up all the events. These are also the same faces that you'll be seeing leading our workshops, competitions, and puzzle hunts this quarter. Trust me, we're all very nice people. You will get an opportunity to talk to us at the Q&A session later today. And really afterwards too, we'd be more than happy to help you out with really anything ICPC related or not. And I must say that our team would be incomplete without our latest addition, our hummingbird. Clever, small, and fast, just like we want our programs to be. You will see a lot of this birdie in our workshops to come as well. So that's that. That is ICPC, the people. But what is ICPC? I mean, it is a strange name compared to a lot of the other committees, which have rather obvious sounding names. ICPC actually stands for International Collegiate Programming Contest. Quite simply, it is the oldest, largest, and most prestigious programming contest in the world. People call it, I don't know, the Olympics of programming competitions and all that. And it features like contestants from like 2,000 universities, 80 countries, 6 continents. Like, it is big. It is like the programming contest. But I guess this is a good time to clarify what I mean by programming contest. If you're thinking a bunch of hackers sitting together late at night trying to build the prettiest website or mobile app with some insane functionality, that is a hackathon. That is not what I mean by programming contest. This is competitive programming, and here the emphasis is rather on solving a series of algorithmic challenges as quickly as possible. And the goal really is to come up with like as clever an algorithm as possible that lets you solve a problem in the given time limit. And I cannot stress this enough, but in competitive programming, the emphasis is more on problem solving than software engineering. So things like, I don't know, databases, GUI, all those stuff wouldn't probably show up in competitive programming. And I guess wouldn't is also a weak word. Most certainly will not. Competitive programming in some sense is like very raw in that you get right to the problem. The focus is on coming up with that really cool creative algorithm. So going back one step to the ICPC competition itself that I mentioned, typically it's tiered. There are a bunch of like stages. As you can see below, it's like regionals. If you do well in regionals, you get to nationals and then like world finals, or roughly in some order similar to this. UCLA participates in the ICPC competition as well through the Southern California Regional Contest. Every year we send about 4 to 5 teams. So that's about 12, 15 people for the competition. And last year, 3 UCLA teams placed in the top 10. And historically, we've been pretty strong in the region as well. The top team also qualified for the North America Championship. As you can see, nice, beautiful images on the right. But really, that's how we started out. Historically, ICPC has came out, as evident from the name, came out as this committee. A bunch of people really just interested in like algorithms and problem solving, goal being represent UCLA at ICPC, do really well on the competition and help others at UCLA do the same. But over the years, we've really grown, expanded to encompass really anything to do with algorithmic thinking and problem solving in general, and not just competitive programming or the ICPC competition. And that will be clear as we move on to our events. So I guess it's a good time to segue into events. So here we go. Fall 2020 events is probably the most exciting section, probably what you came for today. In the next few slides, we will go into detail about the exact events offerings that we have for this quarter. So first up, Project A-Star, which is our weekly algorithm academy, runs typically in 2 tracks, Intro to Competitive Programming and Advanced Training. We also have our coding interview crash course, also a weekly workshop series, and BruinQuest, super fun event. I must mention before I hand it off to the track leads that all our events are like completely open to everybody, regardless of major, year, or really anything. You do not need to apply. All you need to do is like find our event on the newsletter or Facebook, find the Zoom link and hop right in. Obviously, it's up to you to determine, like, I guess, which event like suits like your skill level or like your experience level, but more about that soon. Without further ado, I will give it up to Jacob Zhang, who's our track lead for Intro to Competitive Programming.
Okay, hi everyone. Thank you for the introduction, Akhil. I'm the track lead for Intro to CP, which is our track for people who have never done competitive programming before and want to check out what it is all about. So no prior experience needed. We will teach you everything you need to know. The topics we're planning to cover at a fairly introductory pace are math, arrays, sorting, binary search, and dynamic programming. And our workshops will run on Thursdays from 7 to 9 p.m. Starting next week and continuing pretty much every week until the end of the quarter. So this is how I think of how like Intro to CP fits into the competitive programming journey. It's where you start. If you like it, you can go on to our beginner track workshops. And in the spring, we host a contest called Code Sprint LA, which I think is a fantastic opportunity for like your first serious programming contest that has like prizes and a large number of problems and so on. Once you have that experience under your belt, there's so much that you can go and do with it. You can try out for the ICPC team. You can come to advanced track workshops to become a pro. You can compete in other programming contests that might have cool prizes like, I don't know, interviews at Google, for example. And probably most relevant, you can just go on with your life, but be a better programmer and problem solver. So no matter what, you get something out of it. And next, we have Justin Lee to talk about advanced track.
Hello, everyone. I'm Justin, and I'll be leading advanced track. So what is advanced track? So in this workshop, we'll be discussing more advanced topics. So typically we'll be talking about stuff like string manipulation or bit manipulation. Those are just some stuff to name. And a lot of the stuff we'll be talking about, you'll probably find them in the higher level or more difficult problems for competitive programming. But this shouldn't discourage you from coming. So the workshop, I would say, is more geared toward people who have previous competitive programming experience or have taken something like 180. But if you're just willing to challenge yourself, then also feel free to come. The workshop is open to everyone. And I do feel like a lot of the topics would be really cool. So no matter if you have experience or not with CP. Okay, and here we have a short list of topics that we'll be talking about. So I mentioned before the string and bit manipulation, but we'll also be talking about stuff like tree data structures and a lot of graph theory algorithms, and also harder dynamic programming problems. And we'll be meeting every Tuesday, 7 to 9 p.m. And usually, or what we're currently planning to do is we'll have a 2-hour session where we'll be teaching a new topic every week. And we'll probably have a weekly contest just running for 1 week. After the contest, just to have people and give people an opportunity to practice the topics that are taught. So next up, we have the crash course interview track, and I'll hand it off to Bill and Alvin.
Hey everyone, so my name is Bill, and I'm going to be one of your co-leads for Coding Interview Crash Course. And Alvin.
Hello, what's up? I'm Alvin. I'm your other lead for the interview crash course.
All right, cool. So basically, Coding Interview Crash Course is a crash course on like the data structures and algorithms for technical interviews. And basically what technical interviews are interviews that try to test your CS knowledge for stuff like jobs and internships that are pretty common in the software engineering industry. So this is kind of for, whether you're interviewing right now, you're preparing an interview, if you're curious about the recruitment system, or just like kind of curious about algorithms and data structures in general, just like feel free to come. This is the event for you.
Okay, so some of the topics that we're going to be covering are like arrays and strings, linked lists, like stacks and queues, trees and graphs, and recursion and dynamic programming. Of course, all of these topics are going to be geared towards like the problems that you'd be asked on a technical interview. So if you do have familiarity with some of these data structures and topics, then this is the place for you. But if you don't know about many of the topics, come check us out anyway to see if it's right for you. We are going to be hosting these workshops from Friday, 6 to 8 p.m. Pacific time starting next week. So come check us out if you want to sharpen your technical interview skills and do great on your next interview. So this is a little non-technical sneak peek to what will be on our workshops. There's of course going to be a lot of memes. There's going to be a lot of whiteboarding. And if we're being realistic, there's going to be a little bit of frustration, but there's also going to be a lot of opportunity to grow your skills and perhaps even land a position at a big tech company. And now we're going to hand it off to Anna with BruinQuest.
Hi everyone, my name is Anna. I am the director for BruinQuest this fall. This is a one-off event between a collaboration of Cyber, us, and Hack. So make sure to check us out. So you might be wondering, oh, what is a puzzle hunt? So if you guys ever heard of MIT Puzzle Hunt or the Microsoft Puzzle Hunt, it's kind of similar to that, in which we solve a bunch of logic puzzles that are connected in a way. And so the theme for this year is going to be a virtual campus tour. Since we can't actually go to campus, we thought that we might as well bring the campus to us. So it will just be, most of the puzzles will be themed after a certain like building or like a certain object around campus. And so the date is going to be November 20th to 21st. This is week 7. And make sure to come to our social the week before for team formation. We're currently thinking up to 4 students per team, but you don't have to do that regardless. And understand that anybody can join. You don't have to be a CS major. This is just to test the logic, if your ability to solve puzzles. There's no CS and knowledge involved, so come check us out. So here are some testimonies, actually just one testimony from last year's Cyber Puzzle Hunt with us. We did a collaboration with them in winter. As you can see here, we have this beautiful, beautiful picture. And David Dang said that he really enjoyed our event. This was his favorite event of the year. And I'd like to say that we had 2 of our officers join as well. As you can see on the bottom right, they joined because they loved our puzzle hunt so much.
While you all wait for our workshops to start, week 2, make sure to stay connected. Check out our website, icpc.uclacm.com, super pretty. Just built it. Super, super proud. But yeah, that contains our links and like I guess list of upcoming events and descriptions. Everything that you need to know is probably on there. You'll probably follow our Facebook group anyway, but if not, this is a great time to do that. Once again, we'll be posting all of our events there along with descriptions, probably even like links to slides once they're done. Third one is probably the most important. If you had to pick one of these to follow, I would probably say the Discord. This is the same as the ACM Discord. So like if you went to ACM's fall general meeting, you're probably on it already. But really this place is just, it's a great place regardless of like what event you're attending to really contact the officers real quick. And not just the officers, but also other peers like attending any of your workshops. It's really super informal, super social place where you can talk about really anything, CS related or not. There are game nights that happen there, people that watch anime. It's a great place to get some help and great place to just have some fun. So 100% would recommend. Officers are pretty responsive on there as well if you have any like concerns to do with workshops. So make sure you join the Discord. And lastly, the email if you have any concerns. But yeah, thank you all for coming. Here's an attendance code for the UCLA ACM membership portal. I think it's 20 points. Make sure you have to grab those points to win some prizes at the end of the quarter. For people who are curious, the attendance code's actually the name of a famous puzzle that is from, I don't know, I think the 1600s or something. They'll give it a try. It's a really nice, fun, cute one. And yeah, here's a link to the slides if you want to refer back in the future. And lastly, the Q&A session. So as I mentioned, right now that you're done with the presentation, we'll be moving on to breakout rooms. So each event, each workshop, or each puzzle hunt has its own breakout room where you can talk to the specific officers directing it and like running the workshop. Assuming you have updated to the latest version of Zoom, you should be able to pick the specific breakout room that you want to go to. So feel free to do that. Feel free to hop between breakout rooms. We will try and wrap up by like about 7 p.m. But once you're done asking your questions, you're free to leave whenever. We don't have anything planned after the Q&A session. And we will be stopping the recording right now. This Q&A session will not be recorded. But once again, thank you all so much for coming, and we look forward to hearing your questions.